Now, today topic is the production of rotating magnetic field with a two-phase supply. So as we seen in the previous video, so that is a single-phase induction motor is not self-starting motor, which explains by the double field revolving field theory, right? So now see here, whenever the stator or is nothing but as a, so the two-phase supply is there, then what happened to see? At starting time only, it is a very problem to start the single phase induction motor, but under the running condition, it is always very easy. And the characteristics is under the running condition is very good, as always equal to the three phase induction motor, right? And here, production of rotating magnetic field with a two phase supply. Now see here, so here is the two phases, and one phase which is called as pi A is equals to pi m into sine omega t, and other phase which is pi B is equals to pi m into cos omega t. And these two phases are displaced with an angle of 90 degrees to each other exactly. Then what happens? See, at an angle of omega t is equals to 0 degrees, then what happens? See, at an angle of omega t is equals to 0, then what happens? See, so here it is very simple. Simply by substituting omega t is equals to 0 degrees in these two phases, one see, pi a is equals to pi m into sine 0, and other phase is nothing but as a pi b is equals to pi m into cos 0. Now here, due to the at instant of omega t is equals to 0, then pi a is completely gets to vanished, because of the reason pi m into sine 0 which gives the 0, 0 multiplied pi m which gives the 0, so that pi a phase completely gets to vanish. And here is the pi b. Now coming to the point of pi b, pi m into cos 0 which gives the 1, so that 1 into pi m which gives a pi m, so that the only one magnetic flux is there which is called as a pi b at an instant of omega t is equals to 0 degrees. So the position of the flux exactly like this, right? And now see, at an angle of omega t is equals to 45 degrees, then what happens? See, so it is very simple. Simply substituting omega t is equals to 45 degrees instead of omega t. So in the pi a and pi b, then what you will get here, that is pi m, in case of pi a, pi m into sine 45 degrees which gives 1 by root 2, right? And whereas pi b, pi m into cos 45 degrees which gives 1 by root 2, same, right? So here is C, so the pi a is always pi m by root 2 and pi b is also pi m by root 2, and at an angle of omega t is equals to 45 degrees, the both magnetic fields, the two magnetic fields pi a and pi b which presents, and due to these two magnetic field which gives the one resultant magnetic field, that is called as a pi m, and this vector sum of these two magnetic field which gives the at exactly the center of this one, because of the reason the two magnetic fields are displaced by an angle of 90 degrees to each other, so the vector sum which gives exactly middle dotted line which gives the resultant flux. So now see here, from the omega t is equals to 0 degrees and omega t is equals to 45 degrees, what is the position of the magnetic field that is called as the resultant flux? It is always changing here, and this is the, in case of omega t equal to 0, it is completely at here, and but in case of omega t is equals to 45 degrees, so the position of the magnetic field is always changing from that starting point. So the dotted line, the middle line which represent pi m line, that is called as a resultant flux. And again going to observing in case of omega t is equals to 90 degrees, then what happens? See, it is very simple. So the first pi a is equals to pi m into sine 90 degrees, which gives the 1, which multiplied with the pi m. So which gives the pi m only, pi a, right? But in case of pi b is equals to pi m into cos 90 degrees. So cos 90 degrees always which gives the 0 value, and 0 multiplied with the pi m which gives the 0. So that the completely pi b flux is always gets to vanish, right? So here is the resultant flux place. So the thick line that is always which represents the resultant flux. Now see, it is the most important observation by giving the two phase. Then what happens? See, here is the position of the magnetic field. So at here, this is called as at here, and omega t equal to the dotted line middle exactly, right? That is a pi m line, and exactly at here also the thick line which represents the resultant flux pi m, right? So the position of the magnetic field is always changing with respect to the omega t, with respect to the omega t. It means that and rotating magnetic field is developed in the air gap whenever the supply is a 2, whenever the supply is a 2 phase. Now here, so only single phase not develops the rotating magnetic field, but the 2 phase supply it is always develops the rotating magnetic field. And this magnetic field is always magnitude is the pi m, but it is always rotating with the speed of synchronous speed. So that is called as a ns into ns is equals to synchronous speed, ns is equals to 120 f by p, right? So here see, a two-phase supply also produce rotating magnetic field which rotates at synchronous speed with the maximum flux pi m only, right? So the reversing by phase sequence, the direction of rotation can also be reversed based on the above factor. Split phase motors were developed and further classified as, right? But in nature, there is no two-phase supply available. There is no two-phase supply are not available, right? But we are going to different methods to start the single phase induction motor in order to produce rotating magnetic field in the air gap with the speed of synchronous, so that we are going to designing the single phase induction motor into a different ways, and that ways depends upon the construction of single phase induction motor. The basic construction is always in the part of stator only, but the rotor part it is always very similar in any case of single phase induction motor. Out of these four, so you will observe, if you take any case of single phase induction motor, the rotor construction is always similar, right? That is called as a squirrel cage type. But coming to the point of stator part of view, it is always different. So due to that stator construction, the single phase induction motor classified into 4. But in case of 3-phase induction motor, so depends upon the construction of rotor classified into 3-phase induction motor classified into 2, which is called as slip ring induction motor, and other one is called as a squirrel cage type of induction motor. But in commitment of coming to the point of single phase induction motor, construction of stator part, it is classified into 4 types. So it is very different from the 3-phase induction motor. In case of 3-phase induction motor, it is only that depends upon the rotor construction and classified based on the rotor construction. But here it is completely the single phase induction motor classified into depends upon the construction of stator part, right? Now what are that types of single phase induction motors, right? And one is called as a resistant split phase single phase induction motor, and other one is called as capacitor start single phase induction motor, and third one is called capacitor start capacitor run single phase induction motor, And fourth one is called as a split pole or shaded pole single phase induction motor, right? So these are the different types of single phase induction motors are available based on the construction of stator part, and the stator part is always the stationary part, we all know, but rotor part is always the rotating part, right? So based on the construction of stator part only, so here is the four types of single phase induction motors, right? So now just we are going to we are going to briefing these four types of what are the difference between these four, right? In the resistance split phase induction motor, the stator part is splitting into two parts. The rotor part is always same, right? The resistance split phase induction motor is nothing but as a the stator part is splitting into two parts. One is called as a starting winding and other one is called as a running winding. And starting winding having the high resistance and a low inductance, but main winding having very high inductance property and very low resistance property. And why it is called as a resistance split phase induction motor? So the induction motor, that is a single phase induction motor, which raise the problem at starting time only, but under running condition it is very simple. So in order to get started at starting time, so we have to produce rotating magnetic field in the air gap, right? So in order to produce a rotating magnetic field in the air gap, so the stator winding which is splitting into two parts, which is called as a starting winding and other one is called as a main winding. And due to these two windings, the total current is splitting into two parts, whereas starting current and as well as the main current. And these two windings are connecting in perpendicular to each other. So due to that reason, pi A and pi M is always 90 degrees to each other. And due to these two currents, what happened? And rotating magnetic field is producing in the air gap. So this is the basic principle of operation of to rotate the single phase induction motor into a particular direction. And why it is called as a resistance? Because of the reason the starting winding having high resistance, so the winding is also connecting with the main winding at starting time only, and under the running condition, so the starting winding is to get disconnected from the main winding. So due to that reason, so it is called as a resistance split phase single phase induction motor. But here the second one is called as a capacitor start. So it is very simple, it is very similar to the resistance split phase induction motor, whereas the capacitor additional one element which is adding in series with the starting winding, so which is called as a capacitor. So that the value of capacitor choosing very greater value which is connecting in series with the starting winding, so that it is called as a capacitor start induction motor. And here is also the capacitor is disconnecting under the running condition whenever it reaches with the 70% of its rated speed, so that it is called as a capacitor start induction motor. Next one, capacitor start, capacitor run induction motor. So why it is called as capacitor start and capacitor run induction motor? So the capacitor is permanently connecting with the starting winding with the main winding. So at starting time also the capacitor is connecting, and under running condition is also the capacitor is connecting. So due to this reason, it is called as a capacitor start, capacitor run single phase induction motor. But in case of second type of single phase induction motor, which is called as a capacitor start single phase induction motor, that is under running condition, under starting condition only, it is connecting, and under running current it is always disconnecting by using the centrifugal switch. But here there is no centrifugal switch in case of third type of single phase induction motor. So due to that reason, it is called as capacitor start, capacitor run induction motor. And fourth one, split pole. So what is a split pole means? That what is poles are splitting into two parts, so that is called as a split pole or called as a shaded pole type of single phase induction motor. So the next we'll see what is the type of resistance split phase induction motor and a capacitor start induction motor and a capacitor start capacitor run induction motor and split pole or shaded pole and single phase induction motor. Right? Thank you.